I want to talk to you about business loans that report to Experian Business. So, if for any reason you want to really make sure you can build business credit by having your transactional activities being reported to Experian Business, here is a winner I want you to really pay attention to. The first business loan that reports to Experian Business is actually Credibly, and Credibly is a wonderful online lender. It's actually a platform that allows you to borrow anywhere from 5,000 all the way to $400,000. So that's really good. I mean, from a flexibility point of view, that's really good. And Credibly will report your monthly transaction, your monthly loan payments to Experian Business. Okay, and in terms of the repayment window, you're not going to like it because Credibly is not really giving you a long repayment window. As a matter of fact, with Credibly, I want you to think about a loan that's great for working capital because they actually give you a term that goes from 3 months all the way to 15 months. So that's really like barely anything. If you're trying to solidify your budget, basically 3 to 15 months is really it's not really that much. Okay, but hey, listen, it is what it is. So 3 to 15 months, 5,000 to $400,000. And in terms of funding, you can be funded within one business day. Okay, and also with Credibly, you have the potential for an early repayment discount. You can pre-qualify in as little as 10 minutes, and the funds are available real fast after your approval. Okay? I mean, after you are approved. Okay. On the flip side, when you think about Credibly as a business loan that reports to Experian Business, they're not available in 13 states. So if for any reason you do not qualify based on your geography, that could be a little problematic. So yeah, you have this geo restriction sort of element here. You also have, in some cases, Credibly wants you to have a high minimum revenue, like in terms of the requirements. So they might ask you to have like 10 grand or 20 grand every single month. Okay, but yeah, it is what it is. So the loan is not available in the following states. You have Colorado, Delaware, Georgia, Michigan, Montana, Nevada, New Jersey, North Dakota, Oklahoma, Oregon, South Dakota, Texas, and Vermont. So those are states where they're not available. If you're looking for business loans that report to Experian Business this year, I want you to consider Funding Circle. And Funding Circle is an established lender that really gives you they actually approve you from 25,000 all the way to $500,000. Okay, so Funding Circle is great for short-term business loans. So if you're looking for a business loan that reports to Experian Business, you can really go with Funding Circle. Funding Circle does not report your activity to Experian Business every month. They do so every 2 months. So 6 times a year, they will report your loan repayments to Experian Business. Okay, and in terms of the APR starts at 7.90% and can go all the way to 36%, and they can fund you in as much as 2 business days. So that's really good. So when you think about Funding Circle as a business loan that reports to Experian Business, you have flexible repayment terms, low revenue requirements, especially when you look at when you compare a Funding Circle to Credibly. Like Funding Circle will accept 5 grand a month, and in some cases not even no revenue at all. And you can actually use a Funding Circle to build business credit real fast. Okay. Only thing is that Funding Circle requires 2 years in business, and they do have a high origination fee. So the origination fee goes from 4.5% all the way to 8.5%. So that's pretty high because when it comes to business loans, we are speaking about large loan amounts. So 5%, that's a lot of cash. Okay, and but it is what it is. And Funding Circle does not ask for a personal guarantee. So if you have a FICO score, let's say that starts at 600, you can qualify for a business loan from Funding Circle with no PG required. Okay. And by the way, Funding Circle, unlike Credibly, is available in all 50 states. So there's no problem at all. To kick off the process, you want to go through the pre-qualification process. You want to like check your rate and see how many offers, if any, you could actually clinch through funding circle. So that's a pretty streamlined manner. And the minimum business annual revenue, it goes from 50 grand, like 25 grand, all the way to 50 grand. If you're looking for business loans that report to Experian business, I want you to think about national funding. So national funding is a great business loan that reports to Experian business. Basically, you are looking at $10,000 all the way to $400,000. The repayment term is kind of limited to, it's kind of similar to Credibly or Funding Circle. In other words, you have a term that goes from 4 months to 18 months. So again, less than 2 years. Okay, so you have to really forget about those long-term loan repayment windows. The good thing about national funding is that you get funded within one business day. So within 24 hours, you get your cash, not a problem. Okay, so when you think about national funding, you have access to high loan amounts. So that's really good. On top of the fact that they report to Experian business, they also report to Dun & Bradstreet, and they report every month. So every 30 days, they will report your loan repayment activities to Experian business, but also Dun & Bradstreet. They do not report to Equifax business. And the cool thing about national funding is that you have funding specialists available to help you. They will look into your company's financials. They'll look into your company's operations, and they will give you some kind of feedback so that you can really get the loan you need. And national funding actually offers early payoff discounts, so that's really cool. On the flip side, basically, national funding does have a high minimum annual revenue amount, and there is no monthly payment option available. Okay, the cool thing is you can apply online or by phone, that's for sure. But the whole process starts when national funding connects you with a funding specialist to make sure you are getting the financing options that work best for you. And please keep in mind, they do charge you an origination fee of 1 to 5%. And in some cases, they might require a personal guarantee. Okay, but national funding is actually available in all 50 states. And depending on your state, they might ask for a PG. One thing I want to say also is that basically, when you think about the 1 to 5% origination fee, that's way lower than the 5 to 10% that Funding Circle really does charge. Okay, so if you are looking for a business loan that reports your activities to Experian business, but charges a low origination fee, you want to think about national funding. And once again, I want to insist on the fact that there is no geo restriction element here. National funding actually is operating in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. If you're looking for business loans that report to Experian business, I want you to think about FundBucks. So FundBucks is a great business loan that reports to Experian business, and with FundBucks, you do not have a lot of loan, like a high loan amount, okay? Because a loan amount at FundBucks go from $1,000 all the way to $150,000, and the repayment term is even shorter. Okay, here we are speaking about 3 to 6 months. Okay, so that's really. But the good thing about FundBucks is that this is a great loan, great business loan for startups. So if you are a startup and you want a business loan that reports to Experian business, I want you to really consider FundBucks. Okay, and the APR actually starts at 4.66%, and there is a weekly fee. Okay, there's a weekly fee, but when you think about FundBucks, I want you to think about a very fast funding process. So basically, you have fast funds accessible by app, unsecured option. There is a possibility to avoid a personal guarantee, and you have a wide range of loan amounts. But please keep in mind that you are actually exposing yourself, quote unquote, exposing yourself to a very short repayment window. We are speaking about 3 to 6 months. Okay. So on the flip side, when you think about FundBucks, the minimum annual revenue may be prohibitive for some industries, especially if you are a startup that hasn't started generating revenue yet. You do have short repayment terms, and the weekly fee makes the rate comparison hard. But overall, one thing you should think about is that FundBucks is it's expensive. It is expensive, but at least it gives you access to some cash, some fresh cash for you to operate. Okay. So, cool thing is, Fundbox is available in all 50 states and multiple territories. Its loans required, in some cases, in some territories at least, a personal guarantee from business owners with at least a 25% stake. So, in addition to the weekly fees, Fundbox charges a $6 non-sufficient funds fee, and payments are made weekly. Okay, so every week you are making payments to Fundbox. By the way, Fundbox will report your data to Experian Business every 60 days. If you're looking for business loans, they'll report to Experian Business. I want you to think about American Express Business Blueprint. So basically, Blueprint is not really a business loan; it's more a business line of credit that can be converted into a business loan if you ask American Express. Okay, and here you are looking at $2,000 all the way to $250,000. American Express will report your data every 60 days to Experian Business. Okay, and the interest rate varies depending on your geography, but also your company's financial situation. And the cool thing is that American Express is actually available in all 50 states, including in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. So Washington D.C. they're there as well. So when you think about the American Express business blueprint, I want you to think about a fair monthly average revenue requirement, no origination or early prepayment fees, and also a lender that's available across the U.S. Okay, and you have the possibility also to pre-qualify on the Amex website. So the only thing is that this blueprint is only available to established businesses. You do have a high borrowing cost for longer terms, and the fees also can make cost comparisons hard. Okay, but the also one thing that could be discouraging to some is the fact that Business Blueprint requires a personal guarantee in most cases. So in terms of the fees, they have a fees that's based on chronology. So you have 3 to 9% for 6-month loans, 6 to 18% for 12-month loans, and 9 to 27% for 18-month loans. And you need 12 months in operation and at least $3,000 in average monthly revenue to actually qualify. Okay, that's something to really think about. And so one thing I want to say here is that Amex will want you to have a personal FICO score that's around 600, and they will actually report your data. I think I've said this before. They'll report your data to Experian Business every 60 days. So every 2 months they'll report your data. If you're looking for business loans that reports to Experian Business, I want you to consider Bank of America Business today, if you will. And so Bank of America will report your data to Experian Business every month. Every 30 days, they'll report your data. Okay. And so the cool thing is, if you are let's say a current Bank of America customer, business customer, or a personal customer for that matter, it really could help you to actually get a loan through Bank of America. I mean, this is one of the top banks in the States, and they will fund you all the way to $10 million. Okay. The loan starts at $10,000 and can go all the way to $10 million. And the interest rate starts at 6.75%. And you have the possibility to actually pre-qualify through the Bank of America app. So when you think about Bank of America, this loan, you have a free business credit score monitoring process, no collateral needed. So you are speaking about unsecured business loans. So that's really good. You have bank customers. If you are a bank customer, you can apply online. You can also apply. You can apply via the app, by the way. On the flip side, you need 2 years in business to actually qualify for a Bank of America business loan. There is a $150 origination fee, which is way lower than the 1%, the 5%, the 10% that the other alternative lenders are charging. And you do have a high credit score requirements in most cases. Like Bank of America wants you to have a 6 to 625, 600 to 625 as FICO score to actually qualify. But the cool thing is that this lender is available in all 50 states and Washington D.C. Okay, and you also have to You have to be at least 18 years old and a U.S. citizen or resident alien. They do not accept it if you want a business loan from Bank of America and you just are an alien on a long-term visa. No, they want you to have some kind of a quote-unquote grounding in this country. Even if you have a business, they want you to have some kind of a foundation here before they can actually give you a business loan. They might give you a personal loan, but for a business loan, they want you to have either a green card or to be a citizen. If you're looking for business loans that report to Experian business, I want you to really consider Biz2Credit. Biz2Credit reports to Experian business every 60 days and reports to Dun & Bradstreet every 30 to 60 days. They have a different reporting program when it comes to Dun & Bradstreet. But for Experian business, they report every two months. So Biz2Credit, that's the company's name, and you are able to qualify for a loan that goes all the way to $6 million, depending on the type of loan that you are looking for. And the terms here, you're looking at up to 25 years, depending once again on the type of loan, okay? But the cool thing is Biz2Credit is very flexible. So basically, you gotta be in business at least 12 months, and you gotta generate $10,000 in average monthly revenue for Biz2Credit to consider your application. But this lender is very flexible, and they're very fast too. They will fund you within 12 to 24 hours after you have been approved, so you can get your cash real fast. Just make sure that you ask all questions during the initial the preliminary interview. Okay, you can do this on the phone, you can do this online, or you can do this via email. And minimum credit score needed, they'll look for a 530 to a 580. So that's the minimum FICO score needed, and they do not ask for a personal guarantee. And this loan, of course, is unsecured, as are all the other 6 business loans that I've been talking to you about. So what do you think about Biz2Credit? You have a variety of loan types for different business needs. You have a low credit score requirement for working capital loans. And you also have flexible daily, weekly, bi-monthly, or monthly payments depending on the loan type. Okay, so that's really fantastic. On the flip side, the minimum loan amount is relatively high. Okay, so this is one of those things where if you don't need that much, maybe it's just better to go to another lender. Okay, and you also, one thing I need to say also is that when it comes to a Biz2Credit business loan, you have working capital and commercial real estate loans actually giving you the possibility to take out a large amount of money real fast to be able to take care of all kinds of long-term investments, or even let's say capital expenditures. So that's really good from an operational flexibility. Okay, that's really fantastic. So as a recap into this conversation, I spoke to you about business loans that report to Experian business. So I'll give you the winner. So winner, we are speaking about Credibly, Funding Circle, National Funding, Fundbox, American Express Business Blueprint, Bank of America Business, and Biz2Credit. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.